Hello and welcome to episode 14 of Unemployed to Legend. My name is Craig, and coming up on today's episode, after a few days away, slightly changed my look, just decided to go away, look after myself and just relax. Work has been a bit difficult lately with some of the shifts that I've done. Nevertheless, we are back now with Wigan Athletic and our current race to the 50 to 55 point range as we bid for survival. Saying that, since you were last with me, you can probably see from the league table already, we haven't done too badly to start the season. Almost halfway through, 17 games in, sitting in third place in the league, and our form recently has been solid, if unspectacular at times. Picked up some very important victories and some important draws, mostly away from home, and actually most away and at home, sorry. But recently, after a little tactical shift, now that we're using tiki-taka at home and away, I've decided that we would use a slightly more defensive approach, so the 4-3-3 that we were using since last season, and it's resulted in us picking up a few priceless away victories at Luton and Reading especially. Very impressive considering my record of away games. Never on Football Manager regardless. Anyway, today we have two games for you. A home game against West Brom, who are second in the league, and away at Blackburn Rovers. So, without further ado, let's get into the game, or introduce the team to start with. One thing you might notice, I'm using a slightly different skin. I was actually using it for my offline save that I do in the lower leagues of England, and I completely forgot to change it back. But you know what? Let's just leave it as it is. It looks nice and clean anyway. As far as the skin goes, it does what it needs to do. So the 11 that we're going to send out against West Bromwich Albion: Archer and goal, James, Pearson, Mengi and Johnson as my back four, Hughes and Lopez at the base of the midfield, with Lashabala in attacking midfield, Lang on the left wing, Bowler on the right wing, he's back after injury, and Ricky J. Jones up front. Just make sure, yep, we've got Balogun on the bench. One thing I will say, I've had to make a few promises to a few players recently, notably Joe Lynch, Pierre Daniel Nginda and Viv Solomon Otterbourne. Now Joel Lynch is out for up to another 4 weeks, I believe. What's he actually out with? I don't want to see that. He's got a groin strain, so he's going to be out for up to 4 weeks, so that promise will probably be pushed back, as well as McEachran. He's expected to be out for another 3 weeks. Who else? Solomon Otterbourne hasn't actually played since that promise. Might need to start playing him. What does SPT mean? Oh, right. Supporting teammate. Yep, he's upset about the treatment of Pierre Daniel Nginda. Now, Nginda, I actually did mess up a little bit on. He asked for more playing time, and I didn't promise him any play time, so he was furious. And some of his teammates just came to me and just asked, why not? And I just backed down. I just said, okay, you know what, let's just promise to give him the game time. So I played him in the last game against Coventry, a 5-3 victory. He looked like a man on a mission. I think he has something to prove. Certainly his stats are not bad. He's actually a decent League One player with potential to be Championship in the future. And how old is he? 25. He could still improve a little bit. So he has made several appearances for us this season, and you know what, if he performs like he did against Coventry, I think we'll be okay. So, gone through the starting 11. Hopefully we'll be able to fulfill those promises to the players. So if they perform well, then it just gives a nice good amount of competition, I suppose, for the squads, which really and truly is always a good thing. Speaking of competition, I'll come to that thought in a moment. The media's giving us a lot of credit. To be honest, I'm not expecting the boys to actually go out there and win. If we do, fantastic. I know we're in the playoffs at the moment, but I don't view us as being in a playoff race as it currently stands. It's actually looking very faded. I might go back to the other skin, to be honest. That looks a bit dull. But anyway, back to my original thoughts. Reece Williams played in place of Mengi in the last game. I did send Mengi on a week holiday, and Rhys Williams did very, very well. And there is Mengi, and almost had a shot on goal there, as if to prove, to try and prove to me, boss, you don't need to rely on Williams, you've got me. Perform and Williams doesn't take your place. It's as simple as that. And Bowler is in, and he should have got that on target. He scored a spectacular goal against Coventry. Their keeper made an absolute hash of a corner, and Bowler was there on the edge of the area, volleyed it over everybody into the roof of the net. It was a fantastic goal, so I'm surprised he didn't even get that on target. And there is Callum Lang. He loves a good header in the box. 1-0 Wigan, and we started this game really, really well. Saying that, it's 27 minutes on the clock. Beautiful ball all over to the left wing. Rhys James picking it up. That he's the reason why Declan John, I keep calling him Dylan for some reason. He's the reason why Declan John is not in the squad at the moment. He's on the bench, but if Rhys James keeps performing well, then he can stay in the team as far as I'm concerned. But yes, there's good competition all over. As mentioned with Declan John, he did start the season as my starter, and then Rhys James came in. Rhys Williams providing another option at left back as well, which is always good to see. Oh, sorry, centre back, which is always good to see. And Bowler has done well to win the ball there. Ricky J. Jones is making that run, and the ball just wasn't there, but luckily Lang has picked up on the left hand side. Back into Hughes, Lang, James, those three forming a nice little triangle with each other. Lopez, I'm hoping he starts to find his groove very, very soon. And Jones just shoots very, well, just wide, sorry, not very wide, he wasn't that far off. Some of my players are starting to look very tired. We've had a lot of games recently, and this is the good reason why there's been some slight rotation recently. It just gives a chance for some of my players to just rest. In fact, you know what, we don't need a gesture. Yeah, keep it up out there. Just keep up the performance. They're nice and inspired to go out there. Obviously a few injuries here and there. We've seen Lynch, McEachran have injury. Bowler's just come back from injury against Coventry, and he scored that wonder goal which blew my mind. I thought he was actually heading it from outside the area, but no, beautiful little volley. Johnson, who's back from international duty, ooh, just cleared there by the defender. Hughes has it back to Johnson. Lopez moving the ball around nicely here. Johnson into the area, and there is Lang just over. Very, very good football. And now we have a set piece here. Hughes into the area, and that's Ricky J. Jones with his 15th goal of the season. You love to see it. 54 minutes on the clock, and Jones, he's looking a bit quiet today, but he does spring up with a goal every now and then. Side foots it home from that free kick from Hughes, and 2-0 going into the hour mark. And now, at the moment, just having a look at some of the conditioning of some of our players. And my God, what the hell happened? Back up a second. Archer, I don't think he was really... Actually, he wasn't expecting this. I wasn't expecting it. But look at... Archer was off his line. Really, Archer should have done a lot better from there. But I don't think he was expecting it. Certainly no one else is expecting that. What? Never seen that before. Okay, wow. Let me just collect my thoughts there while I make some substitutions. A lot of our squad is very tired at this point. Matty Pearson's looking a bit tired. Let's bring on Rhys Williams, not Rhys. Oh my goodness. Jones can actually play left wing now, so let's put him out on the left. Let's give Balogun a bit of game time. He's lacking in some severe confidence at the moment. I really want to get him that game time, and that's the changes we're going to make for the moment. I don't know why Rhys Williams is apprehensive. Oh my goodness. Wow, I'm still stunned. Oh, well, I was going to make a substitution, but we'll see how this highlight plays out. Lopez, Mengi, As I go into my commentator voice all of a sudden, Mengi into Hughes. Sprays it over, plays it over to Johnson, who's trying to bring the ball into the box, and he does, and Balogun, yes! He got his first goal of the season. That was what I wanted to see. Oh, that's a good feeling. Beautiful ball by Johnson into the box, and Balogun was there. And now we are going to make a substitution, and quite a few of our players are tired. I know Johnson, he's only just come back from international duty. He had a break against Coventry. He's not going to, actually, what I can do is I can just move him back to supports. Yeah, just moving back to support. I was just thinking, should I move him back to defend? But no, let's just save a bit of energy there. Scowen is going to come on for Lopez. He's not going to be a deep line playmaker. Are you mad? No, he's instead going to be... yeah, he can be my central midfielder. Hughes can spray passes around instead, I believe. Right. Let's just do a little bit of management here. Roll it out. And just drop a little bit of praise as we, at the moment, hit the 91st minute. And West Brom having an attack here, and thankfully Mengi, powerful header away. And Le Chabela picks it up very well, and he's got the options, left and right. Balogun, can you score here? He does. What? How was he offside? Oh, Le Chabela waited too long. Oh, I could see what he was trying to do. Oh, by a foot. Come on. He was off by a foot, and that's a shame. Nevertheless, we have seen out a priceless 3-1 victory, which I believe raises us into second place in the league. Now, I don't have grand designs on catching Leeds. As we can see, Leeds are 6 points ahead, but they have beaten us already this season, and to say the least, they are a bit overpowered. But that's a very, very, very good result, and I'm very pleased. I got caught between proud and pleased there. I'm both, really. I'm proud and pleased with this team. So, next up, Blackburn Rovers away. Let's see if we can keep the good form and the good times rolling at Blackburn. A couple of changes now for the game against Blackburn Rovers. Naginda comes in at right back just to give Darnell Johnson a break. It's clear that every few days of playing football is just tiring him out more and more. And also Le Chabela has made a way for Josh Scowen, who has come in to the 4-3-3 that we use away from home as the defensive midfielder. Other than that, same 11. Reece Williams is still on the bench. The reason I'm just keeping an eye on him, I really don't want him to become too concerned. He does have a slight concern at the moment about not playing, but hopefully he will get some more game time as the season goes on. Really and truly, it just comes down to the amount of loan players that we can actually have in the squads, especially the matchday squads. Let's pump some fists. Media's given us a lot of credit recently. Let's go out there and make sure we give a good performance, lads. But yes, I have 7 loan players in my squad, and I can only have 5 in each matchday squad, which is a bit of a problem. I should have foreseen this. Or more to the point, I should have planned better for this season instead of just doing that. And Naginda, I thought he gave away a penalty there. Instead, he thankfully won the ball. Like I said, man on a mission. Bowler. He's coming forward and he shoots, and what a goal by Bowler. His 5th goal of the season. He truly can hit them from anywhere. He's quite similar to Hughes in that respect. But he does love to cut inside, and this is exactly what he does. Starts on the wing, makes his way inside. The defenders don't know what to do with him, to be honest. They don't know whether to track him, whether to track anybody else. Saying that, there's only one other player up with him, and that was Jones. Work ball into the box. No. As much as we play a sort of direct style. There's no point. Who is that aimed at? There was no one there. It was a bit of a poor throw by James. In fact, speaking of left back, James appears to have seen off Declan John, because John came to me after the last game and said basically he didn't believe he's good enough for this team. And that made me quite sad, because he's only just arrived in the summer, and to be honest with you, I thought he'd give it a bit of time just to try and force his way into the team. Pearson did well to head that, even though it was going out anyway. And Jones has broken free here, and he has smacked one home for his 16th goal of the season. Good break there from Wigan. Pearson clears the ball from effectively from the goal line, well, not the goal line but the touch line anyway, lands straight with Lang, who passes the ball forward or lumps it forward, and Jones is, well, he does what Jones does best, to be honest. Takes the ball down, runs. He runs at the defence. As soon as that happens, you don't stop him, do you? You don't stop a player like that. He runs, he shoots, he scores. And that's a good thing for us. That's exactly what I love to see. It's worth noting now, actually, that Jones is showing as a Championship player. He's no longer just League One standard. Poor shot from Jones there. I don't think that was really his best position to shoot from there, to be honest. But it's good to see that the players, they're starting to improve more and more and more now as we continue throughout the season. Really, I shouldn't sound too surprised at that. That's exactly what happens with young players. Jones is only 19 years old. Keep it up, lads, keep it up. But as far as I'm concerned, it's always lovely to see. Oh, don't read too much into that, I just did this. It's just pure tiredness at this point. And every time I see that name I think, wait, Maurizio Pochettino's still a player, but no, it's another player. Annoyingly, we have conceded from a free kick here. Alex Lopez, he's not really a marker, is he? So I don't know why they're trying that. Just noticed they have gone to a forward 3, which is quite interesting considering I believe, really and truly, Scowen should be marking whoever's in there. In fact, I can ask him to mark a specific player, but he doesn't have an AM. There is no AMC. None. Although saying that, he should really be marking. Problem is, who are the other two? The other two are going to have to mark the other two, and I don't really want to have them just split off into 1, 2, 3, because that just exposes players. In fact, actually no, he's a deep line forward, so he's going to sit behind. He's going to sit behind those other two, so we're going to do that. He's going to mark him. James is going to come off for Declan. Let's just give Declan John a bit of time anyway. Let's just see if he changes his mind. Teden Mengi is looking a bit complacent as well. Again, it's just looking at conditioning of some of our players, because I don't want players to get too knackered. Ginda, Lopez, over to Bowler. Is he going to drive it? He is. He's going to do it down the wing this time. Ginda's getting in his way a little bit. Lopez, Scowen, Hughes, John, Hughes. John's a bit out of position there, but he's still trying to link up well. And there he is, trying to link up well. Jones is just offside. I was going to say that would have been a nice little assist for Declan John on his return to the team. Yeah, Jones, you're just a bit too quick, mate. There's not something I thought I'd complain about there. Josh Bowler's looking a bit tired actually. Solomon Otterball might come on, and Bowler's just headed over. I don't want to waste him down. I don't want to break him, so Otterball is going to come on for, I think, is only his 2nd appearance of the season. Question mark. He's not an inside forward really, is he? Oh good God, no. Let him be a winger. Let him be a winger. He's not happy anyway, bless him. I'm trying to sell him in January, but who knows if anyone's actually going to want him. That's the thing. And Lopez has just won the ball back here after some good pressing by Jones. Scullen. Over to Nginda. Alex Lopez. Don't know where Otterbourne has gone. Is he just disappeared? Jones. Oh, sorry, into John. Scullen. Nginda. Was blocked that initial shot, by the way. Lopez. Scullen. Back over to the left. John. Lang. John. Linking up well here, and there is Lang. I should have. I thought with the match engine for FM21, players would square it more often than not. Because there, unfortunately, Lang could have just squared it. Annoying. Oh, good grief. Oh my god, that was so close. Oh, it hit the post. Oh, good grief. That actually hit the post. I didn't even notice. I thought that just went out. And that's another throw. We're just lumping the ball out for throw-ins. Oh, good save by Archer. I don't know, it feels like we're just lumping the ball out, question mark. Let's just make that final change. Reece Williams. Actually, I'm looking at the central midfield area. Can the Shuttler actually play there? Apparently he can. Apparently he's half decent as a deep line playmaker. You know what, let's just leave him like that. Nginda. Lang. I didn't even... Did I not pause the game actually? I think we just played on. Oh, it's offside anyway. Right now we're just trying to see the game out, to be honest, and we have 2-1 victory away from home against the playoff chasing Blackburn Rovers. If just looking at the XG, I think that free kick really was the only thing that Blackburn had all game. Well, actually no, they hit the post. I tell a lie, they hit the post. I think that was the 2 main chances they had all game. If we limited them to that, fantastic stuff. 40 points from 19 games. We are 10 to 15 points away from our overall total. Just to confirm with the league table, that is indeed the case. So only 4, in fact, Leeds, not Wigan, Leeds dropped points, so we're only 4 behind Leeds. I still don't have grand designs on catching Leeds. I do not. If we do, that would be fantastic, but I do feel Leeds are going to be very overpowered this season. I think I'm still very wary that we are using momentum from our promotion season from League One. If that is the case, fair enough, as long as we can have a good season at the end of the day, as long as we get to that points total minimum of 50-55 points, then I believe we can then just see how the rest of the season goes and work from there, try and improve the team from there. We are going to come back some point in January, looking at the FA Cup 3rd round, depending who we get. We may come back for the FA Cup game. If it's a Premier League side that we draw, we'll come back for that. Otherwise, I might just go straight through towards the end of January, beginning of February. That Leeds game at the end of the month is looking quite tasty. It's a home game as well. We'll be back at some point in January. If you enjoyed that video, click the like button down below and hit subscribe for more Football Manager content. Thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.